The holographic projection materialized in the center of the United Earth Assembly Chamber, casting an ethereal blue glow across the faces of humanity's most powerful leaders. The being before them stood 12 feet tall, its crystalline exoskeleton refracting the chamber's lights into prismatic rainbows. Ambassador Zekthon of the Galactic Council had arrived with what the aliens considered a generous offer. Species designation: human. The translator rendered Zekthon's harmonics into sterile English. Your stellar system has been catalogued and assessed. The Galactic Council extends membership to Earth, contingent upon standard tributary obligations. Secretary General Martinez leaned forward in her chair, her weathered hands clasped tightly. Around the circular chamber, representatives from every nation watched the alien ambassador with barely concealed tension. Humanity had known this day would come ever since the first contact protocols were established 15 years ago. Zekthon's forearms gestured in what their xenobiologists had learned was a formal presentation stance. Your species demonstrates adequate technological development and minimal psychic resistance. The tribute calculation is as follows: 40% of your annual mineral extraction, 20% of your agricultural output, and 60,000 specimens for our research divisions. The chamber erupted in angry murmurs. Martinez raised her hand for silence, though her jaw had visibly tightened. Specimens? Living members of your species, Zekthon clarified without emotion. Standard practice for newly integrated civilizations. The specimens will be well maintained in our biological preserve systems. Dr. Elena Vasquez, Earth's chief xenobiologist, stood from her seat. And if we refuse? The alien's head tilted with mechanical precision. Refusal is not advisable. The Council has pacified 847 species across this galactic arm. Your military capabilities are quaint. Compliance ensures survival. General Patterson, his dress uniform adorned with ribbons from the Martian colonial wars, spoke through gritted teeth. You're talking about slavery and extortion. We prefer the terms biological preservation and tribute. Semantics aside, you have 72 of your solar rotations to respond. The Council fleet maintains position at your system's heliopause. The projection flickered and vanished, leaving the assembly in heavy silence. For 3 days, the chamber became a battlefield of ideologies. Some delegates argued for compliance. Humanity would survive even if diminished. Others demanded resistance regardless of the odds. Martinez listened to every voice, every desperate plan, every calculation of humanity's chances. On the 4th day, she called for the final vote. The decision was unanimous. When Zekthon's projection returned for Earth's answer, Martinez stood alone at the chamber's podium. The weight of 8 billion souls rested on her shoulders, yet her voice remained steady. Ambassador Zekthon, humanity has considered the Council's generous offer with the gravity it deserves. The alien's posture indicated attentive listening. Behind the projection, the Council's mighty dreadnoughts waited in the void between stars, their weapons capable of turning Earth's crust to glass. Martinez looked directly into the alien's multifaceted eyes. Our response is no. The translator processed the word, cross-referenced it against humanity's linguistic databases, and rendered it into harmonics that Zekthon could understand. The ambassador's exoskeleton shifted colors, what xenobiologists had identified as surprise. Clarification requested. Are you declining Council membership? We're declining everything, Martinez replied. Your tribute, your membership, and your threats. Humanity chooses to remain free, whatever the cost. Zekthon's forearms moved in what could only be described as confusion. In 847 previous encounters, no species had chosen extinction over assimilation. The psychological profiles suggested humans valued survival above all else. This choice will result in your species' termination. Martinez smiled, not with joy, but with the quiet pride of a species that had climbed from caves to stars on its own terms. Then we'll die as we lived. Free. The projection dissolved. Within hours, humanity's defensive fleets launched from hidden bases throughout the solar system. They were outnumbered, outgunned, and facing certain destruction. But they flew toward the enemy carrying something the Galactic Council had never encountered. A species willing to face annihilation rather than surrender its dignity. The last transmission from Earth simply read, "No,